I would probably prefer to have a bit of music. So, and this is getting closer now to jacksing, because do you see, the visual thing is not that useful. So I'm going to do a bit of jacksing. Well, okay, look, if we're going to have a video, we might as well make use of the video. If the visual is stimulating, that might be quite interesting. So you're jacksing on a piece of, visual stimulus, like a film or possibly actually a music video. That would be very interesting. I'd like to see what Play produces and then jacks the hell out of that. So as we're watching something and listening to things, words. You see, now words are like, where's our attention? Words have different kinds of effects. They have different power, different energies, relatively defined. So piss is a piece of piss. Whereas at some stage or in some societies, cultures, it's like, whoa, somebody's just said the word piss. My dad, for example, I would start responding to it negatively. You see, because the word itself did something or is associated with something that he worries about, he doesn't want to have. Interesting. He doesn't want to have. And of course, when I come to him and I say it, and he didn't want it. Okay, how about this word? Okay. A father. Father. Of course, another language that has absolutely no meaning. It's just a funny word. Maybe actually some foreign people may go, is he saying feather? Is he talking about birds here? Father. Now, it's not so much the word, it's the relationship it conveys. And of course, in different societies, that relationship between the older, kind of giving birth or assisting in the formation of the birth, providing the genes, I suppose, as well, and creating the environment for this baby to grow into child, to grow into an adolescent, to grow into an adult, and equal. So we have father. Now that relationship is, well, it's interesting. It's different for different societies. And so therefore, the word that we have in our respective cultures will have different meanings. So when we say father, padre, senor, no, is it pai? In Portuguese, pai. But does that have a different, you see, in the context of the society? So to translate, pai to father, oh, I know what he's talking about. He's talking about my relationship to my dad. No. In Portugal, that father thing is a different relationship. And if you're, for example, a Buddhist, or you're just a monk, and you went wandering around, or a priest of some kind or other, maybe, you have brothers. Now that has a different association if you grew up with brothers like those, as opposed to you grew up with brothers like in Britain, or you grew up as brothers in Portugal, or a Latin country, or, brothers in other environments. So therefore, when people say, brother, oh, right, I understand what that means. If you come from a society where brother was really, wow, it's like a really deep relationship. So as soon as you mention your brother, go, oh, he's talking about something, it's a significant relationship here. Whereas in our society, it's just, brother. Okay, but brother has an interesting association. Lots and lots of associations with, like I just mentioned, the monks, brother. Then, of course, you had the political, or what are they called, brothers and sisters and armed struggle, So the communists use brother, comrades and stuff. And then you've got the black, United Front, as it were, making it really, really cool. Black brother. Family, part of the same family. It's really good. And then you've got blood brothers as well. You've got a history of blood brothers, North American Indian, maybe, blood brothers. Okay, brother. I'd like to think that we can play with that. And I have got an intentional brother and two intentional brothers, one older, one younger. They haven't passed that on, which is a bit of a shame, but I keep on forgetting to mention it to them. What about father? And if you came from a society where you really trusted your father, and the father sent you off to this environment where you met other men of his age, And if you happen to be in an institution where such young men or children turning into adults turn up and they are treating me, you, with a certain, then you have to wonder, don't you? And when I was teaching, I had a lot of fun. I was kind of like an older brother, and I was kind of interesting, and I was within that age range. And I'm definitely in the father range, and I'm probably older than a lot of the fathers of these kids. That's interesting. So there's a responsibility. Father. Father. I've had a lot of fun. I don't do what I'm doing to escape and to have fun. It just happens to be fun. Father. Where is your attention? What thoughts go through your mind? What feelings and associations do you have? How have they been supported, validated, or denied, but corroborated by society, by study, by reading about things, academically, for example, study of society. Or it's been informed by just metaphoric terms when you look at films and so on and so forth, and they're the kind of father, son, brother, friends, all these relationships, and how does that compare to your own relationships? Father. I spoke to my mum yesterday. My father has a condition, torticollis, something or other, which means he has neck spasms. He has these chemicals that effectively kill muscle, and they kind of ran out of them. And they had 2 weeks left to the end of February, because there's been a shortage of them in the UK. In fact, there is, it seems. So she called me up. How are things? And we talked for about 20 minutes. Talked about things, me, well done. And then I said, right, so how are you guys going? And I had to ask about 3 times before she actually told me this stuff. I was like, So I find out that they're running out of these chemicals, and if they do, his neck could start going back, and he could actually really, it's like this. Like that. And he has to, he has to kind of, it's like that. He's got a spasm. It's pretty bad. Obviously, you can't watch television, you can't eat very well, quality of life, really low. See, he's had this for a while. Anyway, so if we went back to that, and then also, even if they introduce the chemicals again, it might not have the same effect. So, my father. So we tried to sort out a chemical situation, searching on the internet. We should probably buy them somewhere from America, and blah, blah, blah. Father. Most social entrepreneurs are rabbiting on. They're kind of like having fun with social structures, but really, it's about having real relationships with people, and not real in the accidental way that certain groups get together and work well to have a band. It has to be slightly more significant than that. So social entrepreneurs that get together and happen to be successful, well, there'll be a whole bunch of social entrepreneurs that aren't, and it's just kind of like business. So we laud the good business because it succeeded, and we kind of like, the businesses that don't work out, we don't really pay attention to. Same with success. And so therefore we say that's successful because it seems to have grown. Well, yes, but that's a very competitive element. If we're doing something cooperatively, what is the evolution of success? You know what I'm saying? Is it money? Is it a social phenomenon?